Now, let us study about the production of citric acid in the industries. Session, we will be concentrating on the introduction of citric acid, history of citric acid, microbes in citric acid production, factors affecting citric acid and production, industrial production of citric acid, and applications and uses of citric acid, and also the side effects of citric acid. Firstly, we'll be studying about the introduction to the citric acid. So, what is citric acid? Citric acid is one of the weakest organic acids which is found in the citrus fruits like lemon, orange, grapes, strawberries, etc. When you taste these fruits, you get the sour and acidic taste is because of the presence of the citric acids. And this taste, because of this taste and various other properties of the citric acids, these citric acids are of great economic importance. These are used as a food additives to increase the flavor of the food and also to enhance the shelf life of the food, that is, it is used as a preservative. And it is used in a pharmaceutical industries to prepare the tablets, syrups, etc. It is used as an emulsifier. It is used as a it is used in the production of cosmetics, and it has lot many uses. So citric acid has a lot of economic importance. That is why to study the citric acid and to produce the citric acid in the industry is of great importance. Various tons of citric acid are produced every year. Initially, these citric acids were produced from the citrus fruits because the citrus fruits 60 to 70% of the citrus fruit are made of citric acid. So, extraction of citric acid was done from the fruits. Various industries used to get the citric acid from the fruits. Later, these citric acids were found to be produced from various microorganisms also. So, industrially, these citric acids were produced by fermentation technique by using certain type of microorganisms. Okay, so the citric acids now, okay, in nowadays these citric acids are produced by using certain microorganisms by fermentation techniques. So fermentation and using of microorganisms to produce the organic acids is one of the industrial biotechnological processes. So to study the industrial biotechnological processes of citric acid production is very important. Okay, so that is what we are going to study here, the industrial production of citric acid. And these citric acids are not only found in the fruits, but also they are found in various other plants and also in all the animal tissues. Moving on to the discovery of citric acid. Citric acid was discovered by a Muslim alchemist called as Jeber in the 8th century itself. And in the year 1784, a Swedish chemist called as Carl Wilhelm Scheele isolated the citric acid and he crystallized the citric acid from the lemon juice. So, crystalline form of citric acid was first isolated by the Swedish chemist called as Carl Wilhelm Scheele. From then onwards, the citric acids were industrially extracted by Italian in the fruit industries from the citrus fruits till 1890s. And they extracted the citric acid in tons together, and they also used to export the citric acid. But while World War One, what happened? This citric acid exportation from Italian citrus fruit companies we stopped at that time. In the year 1893, it was C. Wehmer who observed that certain molds of fungus were able to convert the citric acid sugar into citric acid in the sugar industries and also in the alcohol producing industries. The molasses, the carbohydrate source called as molasses, which were used to convert to alcohols when they were infected with certain molds of penicillium. Okay, these molds of penicillium were able to convert the sugar, that is sucrose, into citric acid. Then he found out that penicillium has a capacity to produce the citric acid by the process called as fermentation. So, penicillium converted the sugar into citric acid by fermentation process. Has that the yeast were able to convert the sugar into alcohol, penicillium has a capacity to convert the sugar into citric acid. So, microbial production of citric acid was discovered by the scientist called as C. Wehmer. C. Wehmer was a person who saw that microbes were able to convert or ferment the sugar into citric acid. Initially, it was found that penicillium was the only organism which were able to convert the sugar into citric acid, but later they found out that various other organisms are also involved in the conversion of citric acid, sugar into citric acid, like various species of fungus, in which includes the aspergillus species, and also certain type of yeast, which includes the candida species of yeast, and a certain type of microorganisms like bacteria were also involved in the conversion of carbohydrates into citric acid. While without all the other species, the best species which has a high efficiency to convert the sugar into citric acid is Aspergillus niger. It is in the year 1917, an American chemist called as James Curie discovered that Aspergillus has the capacity to convert the citric acid sugar into citric acid in high efficient rate. So high yield of citric acid were produced by using the Aspergillus niger. From then, in industries, to produce the citric acid, they did not use the citrus fruit, but they used the sugar, that is carbohydrate sources, to convert into citric acid by the use of certain microorganisms through the process called as fermentation. From then, industrial production of citric acid by biotechnological process were followed. And here, a company called as Pfizer has begun to produce the citric acid using the microorganisms. In the year 1929, followed by another company called as Citrique belgae. Citrique belgae. This is a species of penicillium which has a capacity to produce a citric acid, and this is Aspergillus niger. Selection of microorganisms for the production of citric acid. As we studied that various microorganisms are involved in the production of citric acid, while selecting, we have to select such a species that which has a capacity to produce high yield of citric acid, and also it should have the ability to ferment a variety of inexpensive raw materials. It should not only depend on one type of raw material which is very expensive. Okay, easily available, inexpensively available carbohydrates should be able to should be converted into citric acid. So any organisms which can use inexpensive, easily available raw materials to convert into citric acid, those type of organisms we have to select. It should give high yield, and also it should ferment. It should have the capacity to ferment inexpensive raw material, and it should be easy to handle. It should be easy to handle. So these properties should microorganisms bear to be used industrially to produce the citric acid. Okay, while selecting, you have to select these organisms which has a capacity to produce the citric acid. When we compare all these organisms, it is Aspergillus niger which has the efficiency to produce the citric acid. So we are going to use the Aspergillus niger. Nowadays, industries uses Aspergillus niger for the production of citric acid. Okay. Next, coming on to the biosynthesis of citric acid. Citric acid is naturally produced in all the living organisms as a result of the metabolism process, that is respiration process. So during the respiration, what happens here is the organic substances, the carbohydrates are breaking down into the energy product, that is ATP and carbon dioxide. So ATP and carbon dioxide. So while this process, the carbohydrate, that is glucose or sucrose, are breaking down into simpler compounds called as pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid is now enters into the Krebs cycle. While it enters into the Krebs cycle, as the end of the Krebs cycle, it releases the ATP and also the carbon dioxide. But in the intermediate part of the Krebs cycle, if you see the Krebs cycle, the intermediate product of the Krebs cycle is the citric acid. So any organisms which has a uh, glycolysis process, metabolism process, should should have or will have the citric acid has the intermediate of Krebs cycle. So citric acid is naturally produced in almost all the living organisms. So how is industrially produced citric acid produced industrially? Here we are going to use the source. We are going to use the source, that is the sucrose, as a source. You can use the molasses of the sugarcane as a source, where sucrose will be the source, and we are going to use the microorganism that is called as Aspergillus niger. So Aspergillus niger will be acting on the sucrose, and in the presence of water, it converts the sucrose into citric acid. The citric acid has a general formula C6H8 and O7. So this is a formula of citric acid. It is also called as 1,2,3 tricarboxypropane. 1,2,3 tricarboxypropane. So industrially, sucrose is converted into citric acid with the presence of air and Aspergillus niger as a fermenting agent. Industrially, citric acid can be produced by three methods, that is surface fermentation, submerged fermentation and solid fermentation methods. The first method of producing citric acid is surface fermentation method. What is surface fermentation method? Here, surface fermentation is a technique where it is very simple technique where the spores of Aspergillus niger, the source is sucrose and the microorganisms what we use is the Aspergillus. So here sucrose should be fermented into citric acid in the presence of the Aspergillus niger. Right. We are going to select a best strain of the Aspergillus niger which has the capacity to convert the sucrose solution into the citric acid. So what we are going to do is we are going to take the sucrose solution in a flat glass or aluminium or stainless steel pans. Okay, so flat glass or aluminium or stainless glass steel pans are taken on which the citric acid spores are sprayed. When the citric acid spores are sprayed and it is allowed to grow, okay, spores are sprayed where spores are allowed to grow on the sucrose solution. As the sucrose solution, okay, gives the nutrition for the spores to develop, the spores takes up the nutrition and grows in, and indirectly they what they do is they convert the sucrose, that is the sucrose solution carbohydrates which is present in the solution, into citric acid. Okay, it takes around 5 to 14 days for the conversion and optimum temperature is maintained with between 27 to 33 degrees Celsius. So when Aspergillus niger spores are sprayed onto the sucrose solution and left for 5 to 14 days and the temperature is maintained from 27 to 30 degrees Celsius, 33 degrees Celsius, the sucrose solution is converted into citric acid. So the Aspergillus niger converts the sucrose solution and produces the citric acid. And it also not only depends on the time and the temperature, it also depends on the pH and the precursor molecules, what type of sugar we are going to use. Okay, so that is that. Next is the chemically defined media has the sucrose and or the sugar cane molasses. You can either use sucrose directly or you can use sugar cane molasses, that is leftover of the sugar cane. Uncrystallized sugar cane juice can be used for the production of citric acid and this method is called as surface fermentation. Surface fermentation means you are going to take the citric acid, sucrose solution, and on the surface of the sucrose solution you are going to spray the spores of Aspergillus niger where the spores are settled only onto the surface. There is no requirement of mixing here. Okay, so without any mixing and all, on the surface only the spores are going to grow and it forms a mat of Aspergillus niger. As it grows, it is going to convert the sugar solution into the citric acid. Okay, so this is the first method. The second method is the submerged method. Submerged method andre you know, okay, surface method, the sucrose the microorganisms grows only onto the surface of the solution. Submerged method means here the microorganisms are going to grow inside the solution, that is it is going to be placed in the submerged or inside the solutions. So what you are going to do is you are going to take the here you are going to take the uh, sucrose solution in a tank. There we took the sucrose solution on a plate, okay, where it was very horizontal and thin, whereas here in the submerged fermentation technique you are going to take the sucrose solution in a deep tank. Okay, the depth of the tank should be around 15 centimeter deep, inside which the sucrose solution is placed, and here the Aspergillus niger spores are, okay, added and it is mixed well. There we did not mix, we just left it and the microorganism used to grow as a mat on the surface, whereas here we are going to mix the sucrose solution and the microorganisms, so that the microorganisms is mixed well into the sucrose solution. As it gets mixed well into the sucrose solution, proper mixing is continuous mixing is given, so that the microorganisms always present in the submerged position. And during the submerged processes, what happens, the microorganisms will easily come in contact with the sucrose solution, and proper aeration is also given, so that proper agitation, that is mixing and aeration, is given, so that the microorganisms gets in contact with the easy contact with the sucrose solution, air and proper mixing, so that it will easily convert the sucrose solution into the citric acid faster and quicker, so that high yield of citric acid can be obtained. Okay, all the other parameters are same source you're going to take, that is the molasses or the sucrose. You're going to take same microorganisms you're going to take, but here you're going to add the sucrose solution in a tank rather than a plate. Okay, and you're going to mix it well, okay, so that the microorganisms get submerged and it converts the sugar solution or sucrose solution into citric acid. But all the other things are same here. Comparatively, uh, comparative to the surface fermentation, submerged fermentation gives high yield of citric acid, and it can give a faster yield of the citric acid comparative to the surface fermentation. So this is the advantages of submerged fermentation. Next is solid surface state fermentation. Solid state fermentation is the very simplest and most employed method of citric acid production. So most of the industries follow this method for the production of citric acid. It is very simple and most employed. What is that here? There you are going to use the sucrose solution in the liquid form, whereas here you are going to use the solid form. What you're going to do is you're going to take the cassava, okay, or the solid carbohydrate source. You're just going to crush the solid carbohydrate source, okay, and you're going to use the crushed solid carbohydrate on which the aspergillus niger is sprayed, and it is you are used to convert. Here you're not going to use the liquid solution, but directly on the solid source, sucrose source, you're going to add the aspergillus niger carbohydrate source. You're going to add the aspergillus niger, okay, and the moisture is maintained up to 62% at 26 degrees celsius. 62% of moisture is maintained. It is not that complete solid, okay, it is moisture is maintained up to 62%, and the temperature is maintained up to 26 degrees celsius, and it is given of time of 120 hours. 120 hours is nothing but it is around 5 days. Okay, so 120 hours is around 5 days is given for the conversion of solid sucrose or solid carbohydrates into the citric acid. So the process and all is same, but instead of using the liquid sucrose solution, you're going to use the solid or crushed cassava for the production of citric acid. Okay, and this method is known as Koji method, and this was first developed by the Japanese in Japan. Okay, so this is about solid fermentation process. Comparative to the other two, that is the surface fermentation and the submerged fermentation, solid fermentation is easier and gives much yield, so it is most employed method in the industries. So how do the citric acid is produced? We can study in the flow chart. So what we are going to do, you are going to take the culture media. Culture media is taken, carbohydrates are taken, and also magnesium sulfate. Okay, various metallic ingredients are taken which can catalyze the citric acid production, that is, which will increase the citric acid production. That is magnesium sulfate, water, copper, and ferrous. The pH is maintained up to 1.8 to 2. Okay. Now, after taking the culture media and the carbohydrate source, which is mixed with the various chemical mineral components, then the inoculum, the culture media, is added into the carbohydrate source. As the inoculum, that is this Aspergillus niger, is added to the culture media, what happens? The fermentation takes place. The fermentation takes place for 14 days with the temperature ranging from 27 to 33 degrees Celsius, and pH is also maintained. By within 5 to 14 days, what happens? Fermentation takes place. As the fermentation takes place, the citric acid is produced. The citric acid is produced inside the fermentation tank. As the fermentation tank has the citric acid, it is not only the citric acid is present, with it other acids and also various other inorganic components will also be present. So we have to remove only the citric acid. To remove only the citric acid from the fermented broth, fermented liquid is called as fermented broth. Okay, fermented broth has various other mixtures also. We have to obtain only citric acid. To obtain only citric acid, we are going to use the calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide is nothing but calcium hydroxide is nothing but, okay, CaOH2, that is nothing but the lime. You're going to add the lime. So next, when we add the lime, the citric acid present in the fermented broth reacts with the lime, that is calcium hydroxide, to convert the citric acid into calcium citrate. Okay, citric acid is converted into calcium citrate. So calcium citrates gets separated from the other acids. This calcium citrate are then separated, and sulfuric acid is used. When sulfuric acid is used, from the calcium citrate, calcium should be removed. So to remove the calcium sulfate, calcium from the citric acid citrate, we are going to use the sulfuric acid. When sulfuric acid reacts with the calcium citrate, it forms calcium sulfate and citric acid is isolated. Then citric acid is filtered. After this filtration of citric acid, it is vacuum evaporated. So this citric acid will not be 100% pure. It will have some amount of water. Okay. To remove the water content from the citric acid, we are going to vacuum evaporate. When you evaporate the vacuum, okay, we evaporate all the water content from the citric acid will be crystallized. Okay, it forms a white colorless crystals of citric acid is formed, and this citric acid is centrifuged and crystallized, and this citric acid is uh, taken in a solid form, that is citrulline sodium. Okay, salts are formed. This is anhydrous powder which can be packed and transported. So this is how citric acid is produced and purified in the laboratory. How it is purified? First the culture media is taken, then to the culture media we are going to use the inoculum. After the adding of inoculum, you are going to leave for the fermentation. After fermentation, it results in the formation of fermentation broth. In the fermentation broth, it has the citric acid and other acids and organic substances. To separate the citric acid, you are going to use the lime. Lime is nothing but the calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide, when it is added, it forms the calcium citrate. To remove the calcium from the calcium citrate, we are going to use the sulfuric acid. When sulfuric acid reacts with the calcium citrate, it forms the calcium sulfate, and citric acid is separated. As the citric acid is separated, the citric acid is filtered, and the citric acid has the water content. So to remove the water content, you are going to vacuum evaporate. And the vacuum evaporated, when you vacuum evaporate, it forms the citric acid crystals. And how you are going to remove the citric acid crystal? By using the centrifugation. When you do centrifugation process, the citric acid crystals will be separated, and this centrifugation process results in the crystals of the citric acid, and these crystals can be obtained, and it can be separated and packed. So now coming on to the uses of citric acid. What are the uses of citric acid? Okay, as we mentioned, 70% of total production of citric acid is around 1.5 million tons every year. 1.5 million tons of citric acid is produced every year industrially. It is used in food and beverage industries. Okay, so it is used as an acidifier, antioxidants, to remove the free oxygen, which which is resultant as a spoil, which forms the spoilage of the food. This can be the citric acid can be used in the food to remove the spoilage process, to remove the microbial activity process. So it is used to preserve the food. So it is called as preservant. Okay, it also increases the flavor and aroma, taste and smell. It is used in the fruit juices, ice creams to increase the flavor. Okay, and marmalade. Okay, so these are the food items. Next, 20% of citric acid is used in the pharmaceutical industries. Pharmaceutical industries uses this citric acid as antioxidants to preserve the vitamins. Okay, antioxidants to preserve the vitamins. Vitamins na preserve ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ these citric acids are used. Okay, it is used as effervescents, pH correctors. Okay, so to maintain the pH, you use the citric acid. Blood preservatives, that is, if you are going to extract the blood and you can to store the blood in the liquid form, because blood, when it is comes in contact with the air, it will undergo agglutination. So to remove the clotting process, okay, to avoid the clotting process, it is used, citric acid is used as a anticoagulants. Anticoagulants. So it is used in the blood bank to preserve the blood. It is used as an anticoagulant. Okay. Next is, it is used in various tablets. It is used in the ointments and cosmetic preparations. It is also used in the textile industries and detergent industries. Okay, to remove the stains, and also to add the aroma to the detergents. And it is also used in the hardening of cements. With the uses, it is also have certain type of side effects. What are the side effects? It is, side effects are very less, minimum. Okay, very rarely seen, but still it has some side effects. We have to see what it is. Excess of citric acetate in combination of sodium citrate may lead to kidney failure. Okay, when you use citric acetate and sodium citrate, when it combines together, then it forms the kidney stones and it leads to kidney failure. When citric acid is taken in empty stomach, it might lead to the intestinal side effects, stomach effects and all. Okay, it may also lead to muscle twisting and crumping, muscle pains, when it is in excess. Okay, so next is, it can also cause weight gain, swelling, fast heart rate, since calcium is present in the citric acid. Okay, so this calcium will be overactivated, so it might lead to fast heart rate, and also it will gain weight, it will lead to weight gain. These are some of the side effects. Some side effects are very rare and very minimal. Okay, still it has side effects. So this is about the citric acid. Okay, so if there is any doubt, you can contact me. Okay, and we can clear it. Thank you.